A TV show about King Henry VIII. A very famous king, just not a very good husband. The Tudors. So The Tudors stars Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, who plays King Henry VIII, and I gotta say, he does a really good Henry VIII. The only difference between him and the real monarch is that he didn't gain 400 pounds as the show went on. Yeah, Henry VIII was a really big dude. Now, we all know the story of Henry VIII. He had 6 wives, and a lot of them died and whatnot, and we don't know the full story of his entire reign because he became king at a very young age until the day he died. And what did he do besides marry a bunch of girls? Well, he took away England from the Holy Catholic Church that is in Rome and started the Church of England. That is, I guess I could say it's a separation from the Catholic Church and into their new religion called the Reformed Christianity. And that's one of the big things that he has done. Another thing that I know about Henry VIII is that he made a lot of gardens around England and whatnot. He really liked wildlife. He liked to go out hunting with his friends and whatnot. And the show does not shy away from that. And that is something that I found really interesting in this show. But the thing that they do not shy away from, and they actually focus on the most in this show, is really his wives. Because, well, that's the number one thing he was famous for divorcing a lot of his wives and killing a couple of them. Yeah, his first wife he annulled, second wife she was executed, third one died in childbirth, the fourth one was annulled, and the fifth one was executed, and the sixth one, well, she lived, so why not? And another thing that caught my eye in this show is that his best friend Charles in the show is played by none other than Henry Cavill. When I first saw him, I thought to myself, that kind of looks like Henry Cavill, but a very, very young man. And then I looked it up and I'm like, oh my gosh, it is! It is Henry Cavill. It's basically Superman in his prime, and you just gotta watch the show just for that. It's just disappointing that they kind of take him out of the show a little bit too much as the show goes on and whatnot, so I don't exactly see the character growth that I've seen his character go through and whatnot. But we see a lot of character growth go with Henry VIII, and that's really what the show's about. And I'm really happy about that. And I'm really happy that the show itself does not always make him look like a good guy, because the one thing we do know about Henry VIII is that he's not technically a very good guy, because he executed a whole lot of people, hanged a bunch of them, cut off the heads of a lot more, and whatnot, so he has a long history of doing bad things, and the show puts that in there as well. So we see the things that he's done that is good, and the things that he has done that is really bad. And I love the fact that we get to see it all in 4 seasons. Now, the most famous of his wives is Anne Boleyn, who is played by Natalie Dormer, who is also Queen Marjorie from Game of Thrones. Yeah, she did an excellent job in this one as well. It's sad to see her go, but it was a whole lot of fun when she was on set and whatnot. I mean, you already know that Anne Boleyn is gone because she's the most famous queen out of them all, and she's the second wife out of the whole bunch of them. So it's not technically a spoiler knowing that she dies. But in the end, The Tudors is actually a very good show. The only thing that is kind of the biggest downfall of this entire show is that the show is called The Tudors instead of Henry VIII, because the focus of the main show is mostly Henry VIII, when in reality the Tudors themselves is also King Edward, his youngest son, Queen Mary, otherwise known as Bloody Mary, and also Queen Elizabeth in the Golden Age of England. That is all the family Tudors as I know them to be, and they only focus on Henry VIII. And I think to myself, the title is kind of a misconception of whatnot, because if I'm thinking of the Tudors, I would think of the whole band of them in one continuous show. I mean, they seem to recycle the wives easily. Why can't they recycle the royalty as well? But I don't know. I'm not the showrunner, so why not? And another thing that I found a really big downfall in this entire show has got to be, I really don't want to talk crap because she actually did a good job, and that is the actress who played Lady Mary. I mean, she did a great job for the character, but Lady Mary, otherwise known as Bloody Mary herself, she is not supposed to be a very attractive person. And in this show, I thought to myself, no, she's good looking. she's not that bad looking. And another thing that they really do with the daughters is that they kind of pinpoint exactly what they're going to do in life and whatnot. Like Mary says, "Oh, I'm going to be a terrific queen, and if people don't believe me, I'm going to kill a whole bunch of them." And then there's Queen Elizabeth, otherwise known as Lady Elizabeth, who said, "I've seen my father go through several marriages. I'm going to make a vow right now. I am never going to get married in my life." Though then again, she did marry the doctor before he left in his time machine. But oh well. But that's a downer for me in general. They're kind of deciding exactly what they're going to do when they're royalty long before they're even in royalty. So that really makes no sense to me. But other than that, The Tudors is definitely an excellent watch. It is worth watching at least once. So guys, The Tudors, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.